Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode. This is our life. Well, next month we get our food stamps back. What were we getting? $10? $15?
16.
We had $16. What, this month and last month?
For last month. Well, for this month.
No, for this month.
And last month.
And last month. For 2 months we've had $16.
Yeah, you know how much food that buys? Almost nothing.
And we're getting like $10 less than what we...
34, I think, something like that.
134, you said?
I don't remember where the papers are at,
but... as a general rule up here, you'll find that the people, like, here you go to, the towns and cities have welfare officers. And you'll find that for the most part, they would probably do the same job in the private sector, which is what I would prefer they do.
138.
138 is what we're going to get.
Well, about $10 less than what I was getting.
Which is about $10 less than what my wife was getting. As before, my wife was getting it, then I got it for 2 months at $16, and now I'm getting the amount for both of us. So, but you'll find as a general rule that these people would do the same job in the private sector. You know, they like helping people, but you will find, just like everywhere, lazy slobs. And you know, we had to fight to get this because we did what we were supposed to do. It was the lady at the food stamp office wasn't doing her job. It took forever just to get in touch with her. It had to go through like our senator or something like that.
Basically through the upper levels management
of
the agency.
So, but we appreciate it. She finally, you know, did what she was supposed to do, and have this I have to send in. So next month isn't going to be so hard, thankfully. I'm going to work on this. Next month we're going to...
Yeah, I'm trying to find the large bags of beans, flour, rice, sugar.
Yeah.
Not very common up here in the stores.
No. We can find at least one store has the large bags of flour. I don't remember which store that was.
Hannaford.
Hannaford's. But you know, in San Antonio, because when we went down there to pick up our stuff, we went to H-E-B, which is a grocery store down there, and we bought a big bag of pinto beans, and it was cheap. Up here, you just can't find bags of beans like that.
And a pound bag is common, isn't it?
Up here?
Pound is about the common size.
Oh, here, yeah. Down there we bought like a 5 or 10 pounds?
5 pound, I think it was.
And it was cheap. But up here...
Well, I think it's marketing.
Yeah, and it's common down there. You know, for those who live in South Texas, you know, we ate a lot of beans. And I still like beans a lot.
And I've hardly ever seen large bags of sugar and flour up here, even other than Hannaford's. I don't think that even Walmart stocks them. I wonder if the Super Walmart in Claremont would...
They might.
One of the Super Walmarts might.
There's one chorizo. Now, there's different types of chorizo, but, you know, even though I'm from Spain, I prefer Mexican chorizo over Spanish chorizo.
But chorizo is very greasy.
Yeah, which means we shouldn't be eating it, at least not often and not in large quantities. But there's only one place we can find Mexican chorizo up here. We can actually...
Hinsdale or the Claremont?
Hinsdale?
I think it was the Hinsdale Walmart.
No. And
what, probably
it's like a super Walmart.
Well, I mean, driving distance, I think it's about 15, 20 miles.
Yeah, but it's
Or
worth
20-mile drive.
It's worth it because it's bigger than the one here.
Yeah, we need to stop at that, when we go there, we need to stop at that one town in that can and dent.
Yeah, in Winchester.
Dented can place.
Yeah, we're gonna...
I remember the town I used to live in when I was a kid, there was like this town 12 miles away from us. They used to have a store called, the name of it was Railroad Salvage.
Oh.
Sometimes it was institutional sized cans. More often it was just regular sized cans of dented food or something the label had fell off of or was barely hanging on to.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go to the scratch and dent or salvage food store in Winchester. And, I mean, if we're going to be going in that direction, we might as well go over to...
It's just a stop along the way.
Yeah, we might as well go over to the Walmart over in Hinsdale. Now, there's this Mexican restaurant in Brattleboro that I'd like us to try. I don't know if we'll actually try and make it or not, because I happen to really like this restaurant here in Troy. I mean, I like it a lot. And it's just a hamburger joint, but I love hamburgers. In elementary school, I was known for my hamburgers. I would make, I mean, I was an artist when it came to the hamburger. I would go up there and get my burger, and I'd start piling stuff up on top of it and everything. In San Antonio, there was this restaurant that I loved going to. I didn't go very often, though. Chris Madrid's. People who lived in really nice parts of town would go to Chris Madrid's. Chris Madrid's was a nice place. It's just the neighborhood wasn't the greatest, I guess. But I should try and make one of those burgers for my wife. Not with all the jalapenos, though. I mean, that's what I eat. What we should probably do is get a big jar of jalapenos like that, knowing me, because I think it would be a lot cheaper in the long run than buying these little jars of it. People don't know what jalapenos are up here. They literally don't know what jalapenos are. You know, I mean, you go to a restaurant and they're jalapenos. What are you talking about? Some people.
That meat the other night, you wrecked it.
Yeah, I put too much
chili flakes.
Yeah, but
I mean, you put in there, but
yeah, it was even hot for me, and that means it's pretty hot. We need to get another can of, or maybe a couple or more cans, maybe more than a couple of cans of chipotle and adobo sauce. That's mainly for me, though. My wife, that stuff's hot. I shouldn't be giving too much of it to my wife. We cleaned up the kitchen yesterday, and then this morning I did what dishes were in the sink I washed. I have a question up here on YouTube and on Yahoo Answers for a sheet, a chart for like keeping track of exercises. I already have the exercise pages of what exercises I'm going to do in the kitchen, but I'd like a progress chart to keep track of everything. And I took Lucky for a walk this morning. We walked around the block. We could actually walk around town or walk around what do they call the town center?
The square.
The square.
Walking him to the post office and back pretty much exhausts him.
Yeah. And you know, and oh, when I went to the post office today, I looked at the rail trail. I can walk it. They've whatever they do to it, they've groomed it, so the snow's not a foot or 3 feet deep. It's, you know, they have a snowmobile, and they put this thing behind it, and they like raking it, and they, you know, it makes it so it's walkable. It's walkable now. I can walk it. I'm not too sure about walking Lucky down the rail trail. I'll walk him across the rail trail. I'll walk him a short distance on the rail trail. But I won't walk him very long on the rail trail because you get out like in the middle of nowhere on parts of the trail. And we have bear up here. And
we don't want him to get ticks either.
Yeah, we don't want him to get ticks or fleas. We have wild turkey. I know there are turkey on the rail trail because I've seen them going in that direction, going north.
They're not going to bother you. They're just going to walk away.
Yeah. But I think we also have mountain lions and we have some other big cats, which I wouldn't worry too much about us, but for him, I would be concerned about. And the bear, you know, I'm not going to fight a bear unless I take that thing, one of those things up there with me, which I don't feel like doing. Although I do want to get a holster for the high point.
Well, if you use that, the bear's about history.
Yeah. If we use the Mosin, the bear's kaput. But anyway, so
he's gonna hurt really bad.
You know. So anyway, it's just good news that we have food stamps again, and oh, my business card. My wife does real good designs. I need to tear them apart and hand them out, put them on like the back of people's windows on their cars, and on the front, you know, like if they have a wiper blade on the back, put it back there. But so we're gonna have food. I need to go look up low carb bread because you use different types of flour. You don't use wheat flour, although you can use whole wheat. That's not as bad as white flour. But I want to try to find something else that's actually lower in carbs than wheat, because we're working on getting my wife's blood sugar down. So, and now that we have our food stamps back, we can eat a little healthier instead of just eating junk just because we have to put something in our stomachs. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that. I'm tired, even though I took Lucky for a walk. I need to start exercising. That'll help me. And we both need to exercise. You know, and one thing, getting up and you know, I think this goes to the sewing machine. My mother's sewing machine, or to the one we bought, I'm not sure. Anyway, just taking a walk is good. You know, that in and of itself is good. But the walk I took was just a short walk, and it's on level ground. What I should do is walk down the hill, up around to where the library is, and come back around. And eventually, what I'd like to do is increase the length of the walks and the difficulty of the walks, because coming uphill by the factory, by the old mill, coming uphill there would be better because it's steeper. Going uphill over to the library, it's a little easier grade, so it would be better to go up over on this side of the mill rather than going down, at least I think. Anyway, and the New Hampshire legislator is doing a decriminalization of marijuana for a quarter ounce or less. They've passed it in one of the, I don't remember if it's the House or Senate, but one of them passed it. Not medical marijuana, it's just if you have marijuana, as long as it's a quarter ounce or less, I believe. So it's going to the next step, and then it goes to the governor, and we'll see what happens. Who knows? I know a lot of activists are potheads, so you know they like that. Not all activists are, but some are. But
that quarter of an ounce isn't going to amount to much either.
No.
It's not going to be very much.
Yeah. So no, I don't know what else. I'm not going to go and spend time looking at what the law says. I mean, not like we even drink. So And looks like our neighbor at the end is going to be moving maybe at the end of the year. That's what she's saying. She says she's buying a house somewhere down south. I don't know, North Carolina, South Carolina, or where. Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, I don't know. Tennessee, Kentucky, Texas, Louisiana, I don't know. I don't care. Wish she wouldn't come over. Period. Still comes over.
She's not desirable.
No. When you look at her, she looks like she's
Turning into a vampire.
yeah. Anyway, bye bye folks.